I know you can see me, and let's see what's going on here. Okay, people are waiting. People are waiting in the waiting room. Oh, nice. Okay, here we go. Sorry, that might be scary if I close, but I can't. Okay, I'm gonna take these off so I can see. All right. Hello, good morning. Oh, I can't hear you. Oh, hold on, you're on mute. You're on mute.
There we go. There you go. Is it morning already? I stayed up kind of late last night.
Yeah, you were up late. I was up late. my
daughter. What were you doing answering me at like 3 o'clock in the morning?
I know. Well, yeah. So.
Well, it's 3 o'clock in the morning your time. It was 1 o'clock in the morning my time.
Well, I didn't mean to be that late, but my daughter, she graduated in December, but she's going through graduation this week with her kids, with her friends. And so I had to make sure I had everything done. And so they were here last night till like 11 hanging out. And then I had to finish up and then make sure I had everything done today for tomorrow. So sometimes that happens.
So I tried to be creative, and I'm not a very creative person. So.
Oh my gosh. Oh, I love it. I love it. Lisa, I don't know if you saw, but Larry redid his cover page, his banner.
No, I didn't. Is it in the Facebook group?
Page. Yeah. Actually, I might have stolen it. Hi, Alice. Hi. Okay, iPad. What's your first name? Oh, you're Shahid. You're Shahid. You're Shahid. Right? Is that how you say it? Am I saying you're on mute? You're on mute.
Shahid.
Shahid. Okay, cool. Thanks for joining.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Great. I'm great.
Great. Yeah, we were just talking about Larry. Larry actually did his Facebook banner like I suggested. I'm so excited. It's so fun to see it. So fun.
It was a little stressful because, well, obviously because I've never used it for business, and you get concerned with the what ifs.
Right.
But last night after we talked, I said, let me just do something in Canva like you suggested and see what I come up with. But then I just kept working on it and working on it and working on it and working on it and working on it. My wife went golfing with my son, came back. I'm still working on it and working on it. And I'm not very creative. So I had to work it to death to get something that I could accept. I'm not even sure if I could always take it down. Then I was going to just show it to you guys and say, should I or shouldn't I? And I said, that's the wrong attitude. I'm just going to freaking do it.
I love it. And I love your tagline that you came up with. And I might be showing everybody today. I might have snapped a picture of it.
That's fine. And when you're doing stuff, there's always a fear factor involved. And a friend of mine reminded me of just how fearless I have been over the last 40 years. And he pulled out some examples on a phone call that we're on. And so I'm like, hey, I'm just going to get back to that guy.
Just do it. Right. That's right. Right. I mean, worst case scenario, you take it down because whatever, but I can't imagine you never have to. It looks amazing. It's great. You might edit it. You might do something, whatever. We can work through that, but that's not a big deal. I think it's amazing.
I'm going to leave it up for a while because it took too much energy just to
Exactly. Great. Well, thanks guys for joining me. I don't know who else is going to come in today, but I think I'm going to go ahead and get started since it's 11:04. We have a big day today, so I'm going to share my screen. I have to go back and forth with glasses and without. Getting old just kind of sucks. It's just the bottom line. Oh, so I have a funny thing showing up in front of, you guys need to tell me, can you see my screen? Okay, I have like a white box. Are you good? Can you see it?
Yeah, I don't see a white box.
Okay, cool. All right, we're good. Let me see if I can open this up a little for you guys here. Okay. All right. So welcome to day 4. Thanks, you guys. Thanks for showing up again. Yay. It's been a fun week for me. Hopefully it's been a fun week for you. But today is day 4, your $1 million message. So we're going to jump right in and get started. And I only have to pause to let people in.
I'm going to need $1 million message to go with my new Facebook cover.
That's right. That's right. You are. All right. Hi, Mikkel. Good morning.
Hello. Good morning.
Hello. So yesterday was a big day, a huge day, a beyond expectations day. I hope for all of you. I hope to really kind of open up your eyes to things that are going to, what you can be doing. And I'm hoping that you got off the call and said, how can this work for me? And like we've been talking before the program, Larry jumped in and did his Facebook banner, and I'm going to show it to you guys here in just a second. So hopefully you are starting to really see the light at the end of the tunnel, right? You're really saying, okay, wow, this kind of makes sense what I'm telling you, because you've been struggling with trying to get your business going and find clients and make it scale. And how do you do that without paying thousands of dollars in advertising? And so hopefully you're starting to see this can really be done, okay? Because you're watching me do it, right? You're watching me do it. And this is what I would have you do with your clients based on what you want to teach them and how you want to work with them, if that makes sense. And there's other ways you can do it. Like for launching your program, you don't have to do it the same way I've done it, and I can work with you, but I've done all types of program launches, but this is what I would suggest you to start. And so see, I'm just wanting you to realize this is how it works, right? This is how it works. Look how connected we all are. We all know each other now, right? You all kind of know about each other's businesses, and you'll get to work with people like this all the time. And it's really, really fun. Okay. So the one thing, this online thing is about to get real. Okay. So can I get a light me up in the comments? I'm really excited to get started and kind of talk today and tell you my story. So, but first I got to show you this. So this is Larry's, his banner. This is what he worked on. I'm excited for him. It's fun. My favorite part of it is the live, love, learn, and earn. I think that's amazing. I love that. This little nice tagline, obviously. I mean, I not obviously, but that's awesome. I think it tells what you're doing in a vague kind of way, right? But I think it makes them research and look a little bit more. The only thing I'd worry about is if it's too much stuff on here. And Larry, I'm just so excited that you did it. And I'll pay a little bit more attention on my phone and look at it on my phone to make sure it's not too confusing when you're on your phone, because most people find you on your phone. Just so you know, right. This is a snapshot from your actual computer and looks amazing. So anyway, yay. So if any of you have done this or looking at it or start to do it, show it to us, because we want to see it. I won't put it up here if you don't want me to, but I just stole it. I didn't think Larry would care.
No, I'm fine.
Okay, good. So, oh wait, let me make sure somebody wants in. Okay, cool. Come on in. Our group for this week, it's been really fun working with you guys. I hope you're enjoying yourselves. I hope you feel like you're learning something and getting a lot of good information out of this week and out of this program. So if anybody has any questions, comments, anything else maybe they worked on yesterday or things they've been thinking about, Alice or Mikkel, anybody who hasn't spoken up, Shahid, if you did some of the work or you're thinking things through, please jump in. And this is kind of the time to open up and talk about what you guys have been working on and what you're learning. Oops, let me see, somebody's here. Someone's at the door. Oh wait, I think that was just the doorbell. Did you guys all hear that? So if not, we can keep going.
It's me.
Moving forward. Oh wait, I can't read who that is. Hold on. Oh, you're in the dark. Oh, wait, you said Elizabeth. You are not
in the dark. You're in the dark.
You're staring at me. The name shows up as Elizabeth on the screen.
Okay, all right.
You have some explaining to do later. Okay. Welcome.
Yes, I've got some explaining to do. I'm not Elizabeth Patino.
Okay.
Yes. I'm 60 miles away from home, and I managed to find a laptop, and I'm now online, so I'm here.
Oh, awesome. I'm glad you could join us. Okay,
I'm glad
cool.
to be here.
All right. So today we're really gonna talk about your $1 million message. So your thoughts on trust. So building trust with your prospects and customers through social channels is more important than ever in today's environment. It just is, right? Building trust using your social channels requires long-term and consistent efforts. So this isn't just something you're gonna do for a week or two, right? This is something that you're gonna do so that when they find you online, they know who you are. So make sure you connect with your audience regularly to stay relevant and top of mind, all right? And whichever social channel that is that you pick, all right? Along with trust is being open, transparent, and honest with your prospects. So today we're going to talk about your $1 million message, and we're gonna start by me. I'm gonna stop sharing the screen because I don't have slides for you guys to see on this one. This will be a test. Okay, stop sharing. Okay, cool. So now you're just stuck with looking at me or hopefully the group. And then let me pull this back. Hit the next one. Okay. So Chris was with me last time I did this. If I can get through this day. Actually, the further away I get from my story that I'm going to tell you, the better. Okay. So I'm going to kind of go through a little bit about what I've been doing, but so I've been talking to some of you too, and you're asking me, how am I supposed to come up with these ideas? How do I tell my story or add a personal touch to my story, right? How do you make it your own? How do you stand out above the crowd? Because, you know, a lot of you there's coaches out there that are doing similar things, right? Because like me, there's thousands of people who call themselves marketing coaches. There's no certification that you need. You can do it for a month and call yourself a marketing coach. And that doesn't mean necessarily you'll be good at it, right? But you can put yourself out there however you want. So how do I make myself, who I've been doing this for 20 years, right? I've been working with major brands, small businesses, large businesses, startups, authors. I mean, you name it. I've worked with these people. I've been doing this a really long time. So how do you differentiate yourself when other people are out there trying to do the same thing that you're trying to do? So this is how I look at it. And this is why this is what I'm talking about when I say, what is your $1 million message? Okay, this is what I'm talking about. What's the message that's going to get you what you want out of your life and what you deserve out of your life? Think about that. What's the message that's going to get you what you want out of your life and what you deserve out of your life? That's your $1 million message, okay? What's the foundational message or story that is going to get you connected and with your prospects?
I have to go. I just got some bad news. I'll talk to you guys later.
Okay, sorry, Larry. All right, check in with you later.
Okay.
Ooh, okay. Wow. Oh, that's awful. Okay. Okay, so knowing that you've worked so hard, right? You've worked so hard and you do all the right things and you try you try so hard at everything you do, right? And it still doesn't work. It's like all of you are just trying to figure out how do you get this to work the way you want it to work, right? I'm not saying that you're not finding some level of success online or that you haven't been successful in the past, but what you're here for a reason, right? You're here to figure out how can I get this to work? So no matter what you do, it's not working. So what is it? How can you stand out? How can you make yourself different from everybody else? And I'll tell you how to do it, okay? You have to be honest with people and you have to be authentic and you have to tell them where you're from and what's happened in your life to get you to where you are today. And you have to let them know what's behind everything you're presenting to them, right? Why is it that you're so excited to work with them? Why is it they should work with you? You guys all know, right? You guys all know that I'm a happy person. You can tell, right? You've been with me. I'm always happy. I wake up happy. Chris will tell you, this is pretty much how I always am, right? He's been around a long time. We've known each other for a while now, which is fun. I've made friends with him just through stuff online, right, Chris? We've just kind of connected and have just stayed in touch. So, but a few years ago, I hit rock bottom with my business and some other personal things that were going on in my life at the same time. And it all just kind of came crashing down. And I'd never experienced anything like that. And I've never, this is not a major life, like no one died. I don't have cancer, nothing like that. Right. But, and I said this before, Chris, your story is personal to you. So it's emotional, right? So it makes you feel a certain way. And I laugh that I get upset because it's just a story. It's not a big deal, but either way, it's still my story. It's where I came from. So I really just didn't know what I was going to do when everything kind of crashed down. And I kept thinking, this isn't the way life is supposed to be, right? So I spent my whole life working hard. Like always, I'd show up, I'd do my best. I would do everything I should. I never cut corners. I just don't. If I didn't know how to do something, I figured it out, right? If I said something, I would do something for a client and I wasn't sure what to do, I'd stay up all night and do it if I had to, right? I just would make sure I took care of everything. I'm nice to everybody. And I'm hoping that you can all see that you can see I'm a hard worker and, you know, I think you can tell, hopefully, by the way, I've run the week with you guys. So anyway, personal story, long story short, typical situation. I was married, just so you guys know more about me. I was married for 22 years with my husband for 27 years. And we got divorced. We have 3 amazing kids, all happy and healthy. They're awesome. My youngest has her second graduation from college today. So she graduated really officially in December, but because of COVID, she gets to walk today. But I've had a great life. I've always been able to make money. I work hard. I'm able to find clients because when you can network right in person, you're out there and you're able to get, I'm just able to attract clients by going to meetings and meeting with people and showing things. Okay. So I started working for myself when I was, my son was 18 months old. He's 25 now. He just turned 25. And I started off as a writer and I ultimately had a marketing agency for about 20 years. And in the end, I had 4 to 5 people working for me full time. And it was good. It was good. We would get hired to run large, we'd usually be hired by larger, or I would be hired by larger marketing agencies to run programs for them, for Radio Shack, P&G, Philips, Reebok, Micro Center, Microsoft. I mean, one of the programs I'm probably most proud of is a program I put together for Microsoft. They asked me to put together a small business webinar series so they could launch Microsoft Office Live. Okay, so that's how long ago this was. But it was a great program. And I had major speakers, Brian Tracy, Jack Canfield, Malcolm Gladwell. I mean, these are guys who would charge $20,000, $30,000 to speak. They came and they were part of my program for free in exchange for marketing from Microsoft. So it was a really great program. We'd have 2,000 people live on our webinars. We'd have millions of people watch them on replay. And they made their numbers within 3 months of their year-long numbers, they made within 3 months based on the program that I set up for them. So it was a really good program. I've done a lot of things from that. It just exploded and where I went and things that I did and companies I worked for. And I've had a lot of fun. I've created, award programs, and I did a program with School Safety Talks with the Sandy Hook group. All right, I worked with a company here in Cincinnati that had software for safety for schools. And so we partnered. I said, hey, let's partner. What about with somebody like the Sandy Hook organization? So we did and brought them in as speakers. And I'm telling you, that was like the first presentation was the most amazing 45-minute webinar I'd ever been on. The woman talking about her child who was killed at the Sandy Hook schools. And it was great. So, I mean, I've been involved in some really, really cool programs and things that have really made a difference and an impact. And that's kind of why I'm so excited with what I'm doing now, because I feel like I can do the same thing with you guys and help you get to where you want to go. And it just gets me excited. I've done trade shows. I worked with Vex Robotics in Atlanta. I don't know if you know what Vex are for the kids, where they're doing the robots. And it's really a great program for students trying to learn about science. I was a radio talk show host for several years. It was called American Dreamers. And we had about 12,000 guests but listeners in Cincinnati would listen to us every week on the radio. So that was fun. I did that for a while. So I've done a lot. I've been in business for a long time, but I kept trading time for money, right? I'd work an hour and get paid an hour, or I'd work for a project, get paid by project. So I never, and here's the thing, I never marketed. I'd told you before that I always came up with ideas, side businesses, right? I always be like, I have Cheat Sheets Marketing, I have Pops Pages, which was about people offering products and services. I did that years and years ago, partnered with Entrepreneur Magazine. I had 800,000 people in my directory, but I never had time to really market it and call those people and try to sell it to them, right? That was a download that Entrepreneur Magazine gave me. They let me partner with them and put these people in, but then I never took the time to market it because I was so busy with my clients. Because I was a single mom, I would get called into client work and I had to pay my bills. So I couldn't say, well, I'm gonna stay home for 3 months and call people and try to sell something, right? So I didn't get to market my own stuff. And I could see it, I kept seeing it because I had these great ideas, but I just couldn't get it, right? I couldn't get it, I couldn't get it. And I'm going to fill you in on what happened 3 or 4 years ago. I can't remember exactly the time frame, probably 3 years ago. So a previous client called me that I had worked with for several years, and they said, hey, can you help me produce a video? So I went out and I helped them produce a video. It went great. It turned into more work because once you kind of reconnect with somebody, they want you to come back and do more. It turned into more work. And I was pretty much kind of full-time just doing stuff with them on a full-time project basis, right? Well, then they sat me down and said, Robin, we love what you do. We love working with you. Will you come work for us full time? I'm like, I don't know. I didn't really want to do that. But the salary was great. They said 5 weeks paid vacation, maybe it was even 6. I had this beautiful office overlooking the Red Stadium. I was downtown Cincinnati and it was beautiful. I could see the river. And I'm like, man, maybe I'm not supposed to do my own stuff and become, what I thought I was going to do. And I'll just do this. So I'm like, okay, cool. I mean, I liked the company. I'd worked for them before. I liked the company. Well, what they said was, we want you to come work for us, but just so you know, the company sold, and I knew that. We'd kind of been working through that transition while I was doing just the project work with them, but the company sold, and so then I started working. They said, you'd be working under, I'm going to call this guy Bob. His name's Bob. If another name comes out, ignore that. It's Bob. All right, so you'd be working under Bob, and I'm like, okay, that's fine. Because I'd worked with Bob and I'd worked with his marketing team throughout the 6 months that I'd been working with them back and forth with project work. And I'm like, yeah, sure, why? That's fine. That's fine. So I met with the president and the owner of the company that was sold, but the original president and owner. And the week before, and I kind of went through everything that they wanted to have done as far as marketing was concerned with their division of the company. So they were just being brought in as a new division to this company. Okay. They weren't even melding really. It was a new division to the company. So I worked with the president and the owner, and we put together a plan and talked about what they wanted to do. So what they wanted to do and how they wanted to market it. And because I've been working with them so long, it all kind of made sense. So I went home that weekend and I put everything up in Asana and set up an Excel spreadsheet with all of the stuff. And I sent it off to Bob, sent it off to Bob. And I sent up, I don't know if you guys are familiar with Asana, but it's a project management tool. And so I assigned people what they were going to be doing. And I had spoken to the team the week before and I said, hey, you guys, I'm going to be putting some stuff in the Asana over the weekend. And I'll go over it with you next week. Don't worry about it. I just want to let you know. So Monday morning comes, Bob calls me into his office, and in which we'd had a pretty good working relationship, never had any animosity. And he's like, what the fuck is going on? And this is the first week that I worked for him, because I was working still on project work the week before. This is the first week. He was now my boss. He's like, what the fuck is going on? I'm like, sorry, I shouldn't even use that word. I don't like using that word, right? But and he's like, what are you doing? And I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, I come in here, I have this Excel spreadsheet with like 70 things on it, and you have Asana set up and all these tasks assigned to people, and they don't even know what's going on. And I'm like, oh, hold on. I said, oh, hold on. I said, I met with the two owners. I met with the owner and the president last week, and this is the plan we came up with. So I just got it into my system. This is how I typically would do this to manage my stuff. And he's like, well, I don't even know what's going on. And I'm like, well, I talked to you and you knew I was meeting with them. So like, I was like shocked, right? That I had never been spoken to like that before. I'd never been spoken to. So pretty much, just to make a long story short, it was pretty much downhill from there, right? I was like, okay, obviously he doesn't like my style. I don't really know what he would want me to do. I kept trying to, like, I wrote campaign briefs for everything. I kept updating the Excel spreadsheet. I would update the project plan. I mean, so I had like 3 different things that he could look at to see what was going on. And he always felt like he never knew what was going on. And ultimately what that came down to was that he ran a commodity business. He hadn't worked with entrepreneurs before. And these guys that I worked with were entrepreneurs. I mean, they sold their company, a small company, to this larger organization. And so he was a commodity dealer, or not dealer, but he was a commodity marketer. So he knew every week, every month, every year what he was going to be doing. He'd done the same thing for 16 years and only had to adjust probably to technology, but not so much what they were doing, where we were doing events and webinars and all these things to bring in people. Because when you're an entrepreneur, you don't just sit back and hope they find you, right? You don't have this grand marketing budget with your name out on the city and where people know you because you're on your building. So we did all these things. So he wasn't prepared to do that. And that wasn't his idea of how you would run a marketing department, because he was much slower is not the right word, maybe. They just didn't take things so fast. We're entrepreneurs, you kind of go fast, right? You test things out, you try it, you move on, you do things. So it was exhausting. It was humiliating. It was embarrassing. And even though I had the full support of all the people I worked with in the company and even on his marketing team, they were all like, we don't know what to tell you, right? So as soon as I was yelled at by Bob, I started putting my resume out because I knew this was not going to work. Here's the thing. When I started to work for the company, I let my team go from my business because I thought, you know what? I can't do both. So I didn't let them go. I let them take over the projects because I had 1099s. That's how I did. They were full-time 1099s, but 1099s. So I said, you guys manage the projects we have. They were pretty much managing them anyway. And I was just kind of the figurehead and going out and finding more sales for them. So they took over what they did, and that was fine. So I'm like, oh my gosh, I either have to go out and find more business or I need to find a job. So I was tired. I was tired of the ups and downs of consulting work. I liked the steady paycheck. So I'm like, well, maybe I'll just go find another job. I got used to a steady paycheck for a couple of months that I had it before I got yelled at by Bob. But I applied for tons and tons of jobs. And here's the thing. I was in my 50s. I was in my 50s and I was applying for marketing directors and marketing VP roles. I got 2 phone calls. I got 2 phone calls that actually turned into, one of them I thought I had the job. I was even told by somebody in the organization I had the job. And then they decided they were just going to hire somebody out of college and have somebody just kind of dabble in their marketing. They didn't have a marketing person. They were going to have me come in, and they decided, no, we can't afford to do that. We're going to go down here. So that job went away. And then I had another one ready to go, and they had a hiring freeze. Right when they were getting ready to send me the offer, I got the call and said, we have a hiring freeze. They lost some major accounts and it stopped. So I was like, So needless to say, after about 6, so this is all when I was working for Bob, trying to get out of working for Bob. So needless to say, about 6 months, after about 6 months, Bob and I kind of kept going after, and I never argue. Obviously, I don't argue with people. I'm not going to argue with a boss, but we kind of kept going back and forth for about 6 months. And then he called me in and we both were like, yeah, this is enough. Because I even told people I went into my team, I go, yeah, I'm getting fired today. It was just like done. I was done because I couldn't make him happy. And he's like, no, he goes, I don't want people to think you got fired in my chat. I'm like, Bob, oops, I slipped. But I'm like, anyway, my point is, I get it, right? I was done. I drew a line in the sand and I was done. And my lesson that I learned was do not ever rely on a company for my financial security. Because at that point, I was still single. I'm still single, but I was single. I had let my company go and I had nothing to go. I didn't have anything to support me, but I was comfortable letting it go, knowing that I've been working for this company for years. I've been working with Bob and his team for 6 months. So I didn't think there was going to be an issue, right? So I was very confident that things were going to be good. And hey, this was going to be what I was going to do for the next, 4 or 5 years, whatever. So that didn't happen. So I picked myself up, wiped off the dust. I went on a hunt. I started consuming more information, right? Started consuming more information like we all do, We go out and we learn, what can I do? I decided the reason I wasn't successful online was because I didn't have a digital product to sell. So I wrote a book and that was my digital product. I'm like, okay, I'm going to sell this book, right? I'm going to turn it into a program. I'm going to sell this book. Now I finally have something to sell. And then I sat back and go, well, you know what? I don't have any followers. I don't have a list. I had my list from my other stuff, but that wasn't the same type of list, right? No one knew who I was online, right? No one knew who I was, but that's okay. So I hired a Facebook person and I said, hey, I hired a Facebook girl. She was an ad specialist. I paid her a lot of money to run on my ads so I could make money while I sleep. You all know where this is going, right? Have you tried it? I don't know. Well, the ads ran for a week and I got shut down by Facebook. No reason why, other than they just said, you didn't follow our rules. I've been protesting it since that time. And I can't even remember how long ago it was at this point. I'm in Facebook ads jail. Okay. Now I have my own, so that I started that under one business. I have my other business ads that I've done with my companies that I've worked with for years. I'm afraid to use that account because I don't want that account shut down too. So I just stepped away. Even to this day, like 2 months ago, I think I was on the phone with somebody just seeing if I could get it back and it's gone. So I don't even know how to explain that to someone, right? I had a great job that I lost. I couldn't find another job, right? I found 2 jobs, but they fell through. I finally created a product to sell and now I was shut out by Facebook. So, and I had no audience. So I was like, what am I supposed to do? Right? What am I supposed to do? Well, hold on, I have some people in the middle. I didn't know what I was supposed to do. Hold on, letting people in, okay. I knew I was good at what I did, right? So I knew I was really good at what I did. Hi, Anna. I knew I was good at what I did. I knew I had a lot in me. I knew I had something in me. I just couldn't figure it out, right? I was a single mom. I had a brand new house. I had a new car. I had college to pay for. I had family vacations to pay for. You name it, I was paying for it. And I was just praying that something would happen. And then it did. I found my mentor. And it was like an angel dropped from heaven. I'm not kidding you. I don't even know how we found each other, but I ended up in her program. And I'm like, this makes total sense to me. Her success was intriguing. The timing was right. And the rest is history. All right. I did not know what I was going to do until I figured out this system. Now that I have a system in place and I know how I can make money and how I can help other people, right? That's always been my thing. Small business owners have always been my passion, always. I don't know why. I guess because I knew I had so much experience and I would get with business owners who had like this really cool product or a really good service. They just didn't know how to market it. So it was fun for me to be able to share everything that I knew with them. Okay, I'm going to share my screen again. If I can figure this out, if I can see, and we're going to get back on track. So hold on. Sorry, you guys. Here we go. Screen. Okay. Can you see me? Oh, maybe not. All right. Are we good? Are we back to the screen share?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. All right. So my point to the story is for you hold on. So my point to the story is for you as a business owner. If you're struggling, if you can relate to any part of my story, I mean, I don't know if anybody else has had a Bob, but it's painful. It's really painful, especially when you know, like I know what I'm doing. And it was just a personality kind of thing that I'm not used to that. I'm not used to that. So it was really a struggle for me. I suffered a long time just thinking maybe I'm not doing the right thing, but I knew I was, right? I've been successful. Every time I have a client, they always call me back in for more work. So it's not like, it was just a weird situation, right? But now I know it doesn't have to be that way. And so do you, right? You can figure this out right now. If I had the knowledge that I have now 10 years ago, I never would have had to experience that, right? I wouldn't have gone through that with Bob. So don't get me wrong. I love where I am now, right? I love where I am now. I'm just saying I could have been doing this a long time ago. So that's why I'm excited you guys are here now. And hopefully you haven't struggled too long trying to figure this all out. Okay, I'm trying here to help you figure out how can you make a difference? How can you finally get what you want? How can you get the life that you love and the business that you crave? Because that's everything. It really is. If your business, especially entrepreneurs, right? If your business is going well, everything else just falls into place. If your business isn't going well, that struggle of finance and not feeling worthy and not feeling like you're doing a good job, that plays right into your personal life, right? So if you're an entrepreneur and you struggle every month and you can't make the bills, or you lose a client and you just get a pit in your stomach, right? You're like, oh, how can I keep doing this? It's time to put an end to your struggle. That's why I'm here. I'm so happy that you guys are here. Whether you end up using me as a mentor or not, I'm telling you, I'm just glad that you're learning this type of system. This is what you need to do, okay? It's time to put an end to your struggle. It's time for you to take action on what you know and want and you're capable of doing, right? Stop with all the extracurriculars that aren't making money for you and focus on this type of system. And I'm telling you, you'll be successful. You'll be successful. Okay, and during that, and while you're doing that, think about your story. What is it that's gotten you here today? What has been your low point that maybe made you want to make a transition, right? When you think about what your low point is, really, right? My low point was when I had that happen to me, I knew I was never, ever going back to a corporate job. I was not going to do that to myself. I couldn't do that to myself. Was not going to put myself in that financial situation that somebody else was in charge of if I was going to get paid that month. At least if you run your own business and you lose a client, you can go out and find another client, right? You have that opportunity to get that back pretty quickly. But when you're working for a company, it's a lot harder to find a job than to find a client. That makes sense. So I've always felt that way, and I love what I've done, but I would get called in at times to work for people, and I'd be like, what am I doing, right? Well, that last situation with Bob was enough, right? So maybe your low point is right now. Maybe you're thinking, okay, I'm finally seeing the light, and it's your turn, right? It's your turn to shine. It's your turn to figure this out. How fun is that? How fun is that? And it's not like a pipe dream. Like, this type of system works. There are people doing this all the time. This is how people are making money online. This is what you need to do to make money online. And there's millions of people out there looking for your service online, right? You just have to figure out how to find them. So what makes you relatable to your prospects? What will make you magnetic? I mean, dig deep. You have to dig deep. What's your story? What are they going to care about? The kind of person that you want to work with, what are they going to care about? Not who needs you, right? Not just everybody who needs you. Who do you want to work with? Who do you want to work with? Think about that, all right? All of you guys were hand selected, whether you know it or not. I wouldn't have invited you into my program if I didn't want you to be in my program. I looked you up after, we connected for whatever reason. And I would look people up and go, okay, wow, he looks like a cool dude. And you guys can all think it's you. All the dudes can think that. Larry, I hope everything's okay. Welcome back.
Thank you.
So, okay, I'm here to help you get your story out, to create a connection with your prospects so they understand you and trust you and know that you understand what they need and you can help them succeed. All right, that's the bottom line. That's the bottom line. So here's some action items, and this is going to be for today. We're not done with the program, but these are going to be your action items, and I'll put them up quickly. It's really thinking about your story, and I'm just going to say the questions real quickly, and just so you can hear them and think about it. So, what do you want to help, or who do you want to help, and why? So a lot of this is repeated, but some of it's some new stuff. What failures have you experienced in your life or career, and what have they taught you? So really think about those failures, right? The failure I really had a hard time struggling because I think like I thought when I was struggling with Bob that I was not, I mean, normally I would say people would think maybe I was, because I have so many ideas all the time. I'm always coming up with new ideas, that he thought I wasn't organized, but I was as organized as I'd ever been with anyone with him. So I don't know so the experience taught me that you can't please everyone. That's what that experience taught me. And that I don't want to rely on the corporate world, right? Personality wise, or how I run my business, that didn't teach me much there, because I really felt like I did a really good job and I understood what I needed to be doing that way. But think about what failures you've had and what experience they've taught you. When do you think you were at your lowest point? Think about that. Maybe it's right now, hopefully not, but maybe it is. And think about what that means. Well, how does that affect you, right? And then think, what successes have you experienced and what have they taught you? Right? Success can teach you good things and bad things, right? What is it like to work with you? If somebody has to work with you, what is it like to work with you? Think about that. What is something you just aren't good at? I have a short list. Oh, I have a long list. I have a long list. Technology is one. It's not that I'm not good at it. I don't like it. Can we get a yes? I think Larry likes technology. I don't like technology. I figure it out. I can watch it.
Like it or not, it's not going away. So you might as well,
right.
You might as well, assimilate it and use it for all it's worth.
Yeah. My problem is like I learn something and then I learn it for that day, right? And then I have to do it again a month later. I'm like, oh, I have to relearn it. But it's okay. It's
repetition.
Exactly. And I usually know where to go. Usually you can look up a lot of, YouTube is a savior, right? Okay, so what is the most exciting part about your job? Think about what it is that really excites you. And how would your last boss or client describe you? I'm not going to let y'all call Bob. I'm teasing. Here's the funny part. He actually hired me again to do project work and was like, oh my God, this is awesome. This is awesome. This is awesome. Everything I did was awesome. It was for 3 months after I left. He had me do more project work for him. And I did it because I needed the money. And he's like, oh my God, this is so great. I'm like, okay, whatever. I have no idea what happened there. So how has work changed you? Think about that. At your core, we all have a personality that makes us feel happy and content. How would you describe that personality? So think about that, okay? Why are you attracted to your friends? What makes you attracted to your friends? What do you like most about your favorite client? What problems do you solve? Why are you the best person to solve these problems for your prospects? How do you solve these problems? So these are just answers you really kind of need to think through, because it will help you start to build your story, to be able to tell your story and relate to people the way you want to relate to them. What is working for you in your business? What isn't working for you in your business? Think about a time when you weren't happy at work. Why weren't you happy? And why did that bother you? Why did whatever it was that didn't make it, why did it bother you? Maybe it was the people you're working with. Maybe it was the amount of money you were making, whatever that is. Make sure you understand that about yourself, okay? So go through those answers. You don't necessarily have to write them all down, but reflect on some things. So writing them down actually and answering them does help to kind of solidify the story in your head of where you're coming from, why you're important to your prospects, and what makes you relevant, okay? If everything depends, okay, so here's a good scenario. If everything depended on it and you had 30 days to actually make a profit in your business, what would you do? Would you create a 30-page business plan? Would you call your best friend and ask for advice? Would you attend another webinar or consume more information? Would you read a book on starting a coaching or consulting business? Maybe, but should you? I would say no. If everything depended on you making a profit in 30 days, right? Let's say you had 30 days to make money with your coaching or consulting business. Here's exactly what you should do. You would determine precisely who is your primary ideal client. These are a lot of things we've gone over this week. I'm just putting this into a bullet point for you. You would turn one of your social profiles into a lead generating machine. You would become wildly visible in front of your perfect audience. You would create content that has your perfect prospects begging you to take them on as clients. You would create an offer your prospects couldn't refuse by communicating the transformation that awaits them. And number 6, you would turn your prospects into clients without you ever feeling like you had to do any selling, because you're just presenting what you do.
Can you go back to the last slide?
I can send it to you. I'm pretty fun that way. Ask me for something, I'll get it to you. You got it? Did you get what you needed? Or did you want to make it?
Hang on. Oh, you changed it. Hang on. I'm just. Two secs. I'm just taking a screenshot instead of taking notes.
I don't blame you. I do the same thing. I can send you a screenshot of it if you would like me to.
I got that one. I just need the other one now.
You need the other one. Okay. Anybody else take a screenshot? I think maybe Shahid, maybe you took a picture. I'm not sure. I thought I saw somebody else taking a picture. All right. And if you ever wonder, my slides are high, like I have all my words high because my camera's in the way. I normally wouldn't have slides with blank bottoms, but it's the only way I can read and see at the same time. Are we good? Did you get it?
Yeah.
Okay,
Thanks.
Cool. All right. Okay, so if you did those 6 steps in 30 days, you would be profitable. In 3 months, you would be enjoying a consistent revenue stream and perfecting your new business building skills. And in a year, well, who knows? The sky is the limit. All right. If you figure this out, you can go anywhere. You can take that value ladder I've been talking about all week and just fill it in. You can stay up here and keep doing what you're doing because you love it, or you can continue. You can figure out how do you make money while you sleep and turn these programs into evergreen. All right. So if everything depended on it, what would you do? That's what I did. That's what I'm doing. And that's the approach I'm going to teach you. Okay. And I did it all by following a proven strategies broken down into step-by-step plans and improving upon those strategies by applying my experience and expertise, which I would expect you to do the same, right? I'm going to give you the steps, just like my mentor gave me the steps. I'm going to give you the steps, walk you through, give you my ideas and opinions on what you're doing. And then you take your expertise and pump it up even further. Okay. That's kind of like the things that I did, like having you guys, having the featured guests. I came up with that on my own. That wasn't part of the program. I thought, wow, I'm going to do that. I think it would be fun, right? It's been fun for me to have you guys, a lot of you on as the featured guests. And it's really kind of helped, I think, us connect, and it kind of keeps people moving forward in the program. The last time I did the program, not as many people got involved. This really made you guys get involved, and you're all showing up and you're doing the work and you're asking me questions and you're DMing me and sending me samples of your banners at night. So, I mean, all kinds of stuff is going on this week, and it's really been fun. And those are the kind of things that once you start developing your program and how you're going to sell your stuff, you'll come up with your own ideas based on what you know works, right? So my system is efficient and focused. There's no guessing or overwhelm. It's very step by step, all right? If you are smart, focused, and determined, and you want to start or grow a profitable coaching and consulting business in the shortest amount of time, then that's when I invite you to join my mastermind. All right. I know you've heard me talking about it all week. We're going to get ready here in a few minutes. I'm going to kind of show you what it's about. But my program is designed for coaches and consultants just like you who are ready to succeed. If you're ready to succeed, I'm ready to help you. Okay. I've been in marketing, like I said, marketing and sales over 20 years. When I work with companies, I'm helping them bring in sales. That's what I'm doing, right? I show them how to market to bring in sales. It's tied together. You have to be tied together. I've been helping businesses and entrepreneurs like you make millions of dollars. Like I said, I've worked with companies from Microsoft down to small business entrepreneurs. All right. I've been doing this a long time. I have tons of ideas. I have out of the box thinking. Okay, here we go. My ideas have been called creative, out of the box, inspirational, and life-changing. And just yesterday, I was told I had superpowers. Thanks, Lisa. Oh, Lisa, I can't see you. Are you still here? I can't see her on the screen. I can't tell if she's still here. She might have had to leave. But
I'm still here.
Can I tell them what you came with yesterday?
What, hon?
Can I tell them why you called me a super that said that I had superpowers? Can I tell the story?
Oh, sure you can.
So, okay. So, she's been talking about, struggling about how do you figure out, how do you get people to pay? Because her target audience doesn't necessarily have the money. There might be some that do, but some that don't. And I was driving through Wendy's and I thought, wow, why don't so I sent her a text and said, what if you partner with your EMI network, your clients, and see if they'd be willing to sponsor a mother with special needs to go through your program? So she could have people go through her 5-day, and for the ones that can afford it, obviously they buy in. And then at that point, she'll have conversations. It just happens with people saying, I can't afford to do this. And if they've shown up for the 5 days, they put the hard work in, then she could then go back and say, well, listen, I have a scholarship for 3 women this month, or for 2, or whatever, and I would like to offer that to you. And then that develops her program, develops those people. And also the EMI network clients feel good about it, right? Who wouldn't feel good about helping a woman stay home with her daughter or son who has special needs and be able to run her own business? So anyway, that was why I was a superpower yesterday. So, whatever. I had a cape on earlier. I thought I better take it off. I'm teasing. Okay. So I have a lot of energy. I am somewhat of a perfectionist, believe it or not. I'm crazy, like all over the place with things, but I'm a perfectionist. Like like if I see a typo in this, it bothers me for like 3 days, but it's okay. It's okay. But that's a good thing. I think you need to have some kind of focus that's important to you. Because when you're marketing, you do want to look good, right? Most of the time. I work hard, but I play harder, right? If you're a coach or consultant and you're serious about starting or growing your business, it's time to step it up and let's do this. Okay, are you ready to see the program that will change your life? Can I get a pump it up? Pump it up? All right.
I have to watch the time.
I'm taking that from Mr. Move It. Mr. Move It. Okay, are you ready to take your business to the next level and beyond? All right, here we go. Here we go. Okay, this is my program. It's called Beyond Expectations, the premier 3-month mastermind for rapid business growth. All right. And I can send this to you. So you can snap it if you want, but I can definitely send this information to you for sure. Okay. This is all on the landing page. So I've had over 20 years experience. I'm not going to read this through. I've kind of gone over a little bit of my history. This is just from the landing page. So when I send this to you, you'll see it again, but my success is your success. All right. I'm telling you, I will be thrilled to work with people and help them be successful. That's my goal, right? That's my goal. Doesn't matter if I'm successful. I want you guys to be successful, right? I can't wait to see you connect with your ideal prospects, launch your program, and sell your amazing offer and thrive beyond your wildest dreams. I'm just starting out in this, and I am so excited about what I have to offer because I know it's right. I know it's the right program. I know that I have the right skill set to help you get to where you want to go. I just needed the system to get there, right? I just needed that system in place and to understand how that played out. And I had to get away from not wanting to do high ticket because I didn't understand it right. I didn't understand when I would see high ticket, I would just look away, right? I didn't understand. No, you take the high ticket into a small group setting, right? So I'm so excited that I'm showing this to you. Okay, I'm gonna get to the next slide. Okay, so don't waste another day wondering what it would be like to love your life and crave your business like I do, all right? Today is the day, and for a limited time only, you can join my premier Beyond Expectations Mastermind for only $5,000. 3 months for $5,000, all right? Here's what you get. Here's what you get. You get a 30-day Spark Your Sales Jumpstart. I give you a step-by-step walkthrough for your first 30 days to establish your social media presence. We'll prepare your launch program. I help you create an amazing, irresistible, beyond expectations offer. We'll really dig into your offer and make sure it's something that people want and need. And we're gonna market it to your dream prospects. So within 30 days, you're gonna have your entire business built. You're going to have an entirely new division of your company built if this is in addition to it. You're going to know who you should market to. You're going to have people in 30 days already ready to go to your launch. All right. This is when we start your social media, it starts immediately, and you're going to start building up that presence, and you're going to start connecting with people online, and we're going to do everything we can. And we will try new avenues. If things aren't working, trust me, I'll have lots of plans and lots of ideas of how you get out there and get in front of people. All right. So we'll build up your social media presence, and we will develop your launch plan. And that means, how are you going to promote this, right? Whatever it is you're going to do, how are you going to sell it? How are you going to sell it? If you're going to do a 5-day program like this, if you want to do a webinar, if you want to do a 3-day program, we'll walk through what it is that you want to do for your launch. And then we'll make sure that offer that you're going to offer at the end of that launch totally makes sense for who you're working with. All right. And that's the first 30 days. That's a hand holding for 30 days. And I'm telling you, that makes all the difference in the world. If you know that I'm going to show up, you're going to show up. It's just the way it is. It actually makes it a lot of fun, right? It makes it fun to have somebody working with you and on your side, okay? You'll also get a 5-figure Kickstart launch plan meeting with me. So we'll meet one-on-one and sit down and figure, well, I wish we could meet in person. I think Lisa and I get to meet in person because she's right down the street, but we get to meet one-on-one and talk through your plan of what it is that you want to do. All right. And how you want to do it. We'll brainstorm your business ideas and the offer, and we'll get you set up for quick start success. You'll be involved in specialized and group coaching. So you'll get 3 months access to weekly meetings, group sessions with me and the other people that are in the group, and one-on-one support through email. So these weekly meetings start to take place after the 30 days. The first 30 days, we're on. It's full on. Okay, we're meeting every day. We're talking. I'm either sending you videos or we're meeting live every day and working through what you need to be doing. So I'm hand-holding you the whole first 30 days. And then after that, we meet weekly, or if we need to meet more often, we do. But weekly is typically the plan. And so we'll meet once a week, and we'll have a Q&A session. We'll go over any questions you have. We'll talk as a team, and you'll learn from each other. And if we need to have one-off conversations, we'll do that. Okay. You'll get access to my content conversion system. It's step-by-step guides and checkoff lists for everything that you'll need to be doing. All right. To develop your offer, create captivating and engaging content, and market your products and services using an organized system for success. For example, I will have a checkoff list for your social media. You'll know what you need to do every day. You'll know what you need to do to start up. You'll have a behind the scenes setup. There's lots of little things. It's not just about the banner, right? It is about that helps, the banner and the photo and the bio, but there's all kinds of things that you set up at the beginning, and that's what will be kicking off during the first 30 days. I'll walk through all of that, cleaning up behind the scenes of your Facebook page or your social media. And so I'll have a checkoff list for you for that. And then I'll have a checkoff list on what you need to be doing every day on Facebook, right? Once you get yourself established, what do you need to be doing every day? Where should you be going? Who should you be looking for? And that's will all be outlined. I have your launch program set up and outlined, right? With the checkoff list so that you know exactly what you need to do for your launch. And setting up your offer is a checkoff list. And then there's stuff beyond the 30 days, which once you launch, so we launch within the first 30 days. So believe it or not, you'll be ready to have a program in 30 days. All right. And you'll be out there doing either what I'm doing, or you'll be figuring out what it is that you want to do and how you want to do it within the first 30 days. And then we evaluate. Then we have a tear down. Right after that launch, we have a tear down. We evaluate what you did, what went well, what didn't go well, and what we need to improve and what we need to tweak, whether it was how you promoted it or your offer or your messaging, whatever that was. Okay. We go through all that and figure that out. And this is also part of a Facebook community. We'll have a small group. Whoever's in our group now will be in the community, and you'll be able to support each other with quick Q&As. And I'll also be in there as well, answering questions and working with you guys every day. You'll get access to my sizzling hot sales funnel. All right. Exclusive access to my Thrive in 5 burning hot launch funnel. It includes highly converting opt-in pages, order forms, and a beautifully designed sales page. All right. I will just put that right into your account. You'll get access to design and sales templates, access to the tools and resources, funnel flows, emails, social media posts, anything that I've been doing, anything that you see of mine that maybe I don't offer up, ask me for it. I'm willing to share and help you guys get wherever you need to go. All right. I'm not going to hold you back. I'm not going to hide things. If you want something, I'll send you my PowerPoint, right? If you're part of my program, I'll send you my PowerPoint. You can have it. You can edit it and make how it work. You can go through it and go, okay, how did she do this, this, and this? I will show you all that. All right. I'm very open and transparent. I want you to be just as successful. If you're even more successful, I'd be thrilled. All right. So that's where I come from. And that's how I run my business. Okay. Fast action bonus. So you guys, am I going too fast? Are you good? Everybody getting what I'm saying? We're good? Okay. So the fast action bonus, if you sign up by Friday at midnight, you'll receive the customized sales funnel setup. So not only will I hand you the sales funnel, I will also edit it, change it, and make it your colors, your brand, your messaging, and tie it to your technology. All right. So you don't have to do any of that. All you have to do is say yes before Friday at midnight, and I hand you your sales funnel. And I'm telling you, that's a huge, just check off the list of the things that you need to do to get ready for your launch. And then you can focus on your launch and your offer. All right. And none of the technology back end of it. All right. I will set that up for you. So like I said, we'll take your colors, your copy, and your design elements and customize the Thrive in 5 sales funnel for massive success. And then here's one more bonus that we have. It's a pay in full bonus. So you can do monthly payments in the 3 months, or you can do a pay in full bonus. And if you do that, I'm really, really excited about this. I'm excited about all of them, but this is really fun. I didn't get this, and this is something I am excited about. So I'm offering you a bonus retreat and workshop, right? For those who pay in full, you'll be invited to a half-day online retreat and workshop where we will take a deep dive into building out your 5-day launch program. So this is something that the 5-day launch program is, it's not hard. I'm not going to say it's hard. There's a lot to do to get ready for your launch. And so I want to make sure you guys are prepped and ready to go. And then we're going to sit down and go, okay, this is when you need to do this. This is when you need to do this. This is what your each day looks like, or each part of your launch program looks like. We will go through and I will help you evaluate and figure out what it is exactly that you need to do to get your launch up and ready within 30 days so that you aren't scrambling the week of launch. Like you're not up till 3 a.m. like I was last night. And that's kind of why I set this up. My first launch, I was up till 3 o'clock every morning or at night because I thought I had everything planned, but I didn't, right? I got to the day and now all of a sudden I'm like, oh gosh, there's a lot to do, but you can schedule things in advance. Facebook makes it really easy. They let you schedule a lot of things in advance that you can just get it all set and ready to go. So you're not kind of scrambling that day to get it done. All right. So I want to make sure that my team is on track, isn't struggling through the launch week and is ready to go. You'll know exactly what you need to do because I've been there and done that. Okay. This specialized training will take you leap years ahead and simplify launch week, period. No headaches, no worries that you'll be falling behind. Everything outlined so you can ensure a successful launch in 30 days or less. So I'm really excited about that bonus. It'll be a fun day of just working through what you need to do, where you need to go, and actually doing the work that day, right? We're going to have you do a lot of the work that day so you're not stuck doing it out on your own and trying to figure it out. Okay. All right. I think that's my last page. Yes, it is. So do you guys have any questions about any of that before I move forward?
I do.
Okay.
Hi. So I bought my domain and I have actually a crew ready to build my website, but it's not built and it's not live.
Okay.
So, and because of a lot of the key messaging and a lot of the branding development that needed to be done that I think your program will help me with. So do I need to worry about that? And is that something that we can do along the way?
You don't need, have you guys even looked at my website? I've never even mentioned my website. I have a great website. I did it last year. No, you don't need a website at all for what we're doing because your program works out of Facebook on your landing pages. And then within the landing pages, that's where you create your, if you create an online course and program, you can do it right within the landing page program.
Okay.
So you don't
it's
need
kind of like a ClickFunnels or something like that, where you have your landing pages with the automation and you don't need to flow it through your website.
Yep.
But I can eventually flow it through my website once I have that stood up.
100%. If that's what you want to, you don't need to worry about a website. You don't need to worry about any of that. You just need to know, hey, what is it you want to sell? Who do you want to sell to? And what do you want to call it? You might want to come up with some names.
Awesome.
And we can work through it. That's what's so fun about this, right? Because that's what holds up a lot of people. My website's not ready. That held me up for a long time. I didn't like my website.
Yeah, that's why I've been dragging for a bit.
Right. So, you don't have to worry about that at all. You make your landing page like your website, and that's all they need to know.
So it could be a parallel path that doesn't have to be integrated, which is great.
100%. Yeah, you guys haven't even touched my website.
Yeah, last year, I spent the time learning how to build my own website, which I did. And then when I sat and thought about it, I have folded my website because you don't really need a website if you're doing Facebook. That you can do that later on. Yeah,
it's crazy. You don't need it. Most people are looking at it for some reason, but no, you don't need a website at all. So you just make sure your Facebook. Go ahead.
And then my next question, and I posed this a little bit in Messenger with you, but I want to be able to do time to block out my calendar to really focus in doing this program and just make things happen within the 30 days. And life is busy and I've got another business. Right. So how much time a day would you say in this program would you dedicate to getting things done? Yeah. So in your case, since you have another business, all right, it's going to be a little bit different. So I normally meet, my plan is that we'll meet at around 11 o'clock every day for the first 30 days. And most of them will be live. If not, I'll have a video for you to show that you can watch at any time. But either way, they'll always be available on replay. So remember that. So you don't have to show up every day. I'm just trying to help you guys be consistent on my end. That's what will work for me. And that's Eastern Standard Time for those that aren't here in Ohio. And then as far as the work that you need to do, so here's the problem. I can't give you an exact number because it's going to be really dependent on how much you want to do. But I would say
I would say plan on doing at least an hour a day to start. And then it kind of gets a little heavier once you get into launch plan. Once you start working on your launch plan, it's going to get heavier, right? To begin with, I want to get your social media set up properly. I want to get your kind of some of the behind the scenes set up properly. And then we'll jump heavy after we do the half day program. We'll jump in and really dive into working on your launch program and lead generation ads and how that all works. So that's the most time consuming thing is probably that part of the business, that part of it. And then it gets, then it varies, right? It really depends on how much time you want to spend posting and thinking about your posts and getting your posts ready for the day. But yeah, it's the launch. I would say so towards the middle of the 30 days is where it's going to get a little heavier because you're going to know a little bit more about what you're doing and getting your launch party. Because I'd rather have you stress yourself out a little bit before the launch and get everything ready, right? So you might have a couple of days where you're working 4 or 5 hours on getting your presentations ready. And like I said, it really depends on what you want to do for your business, what kind of launch you want to do. I think for what you want to do, definitely you want to do this challenge, the Thrive in 5 challenge launch for sure. But some of you might not think that's necessary. And so we can talk that through. So it's not as comprehensive, but definitely for what you're doing, Lisa, I would consider you're going to be working. I mean, I'm sure you put together presentations before, but I try to simplify it too. I tell you the parts of the presentation that you need, how long you need to make each area. And so you can really kind of follow the formula and just kind of plug things in.
That works. And if you start at the end of May, like the week of the 24th or something like that, then we can expect by the end of June, we'd have our launch.
Yes. And if timing doesn't work, then yeah, you can put that off. It's fine. You're still within the 3 months. We'll figure that all out. I want you to get launched right away. And that's so you don't have time to even worry about it, right? Yeah. You don't have time to feel like you're a failure because you're so busy, you're out there doing it. And as soon as you sell a program, it will change how you feel about everything that you're doing. That's just how this all works. So I want to get you guys set up and going as fast as possible.
And Robin, just to do a commercial for you, because you do have superpowers, but I've bought so many different programs that kind of act and look like what you're trying to accomplish. But the one thing that is absent is the human. So there's tons of videos and guides and checklists, and you get this and you get that. And then you get these modules to kind of build on, and it's a how-to and it goes down. But it's the human, it's the community, it's the expertise that's holding your hand and guiding you through it that I didn't even know I needed until spending way too much money on these other coaches and programs. So I just wanted to kind of put a little commercial in. I'm not getting commissions for this, although maybe I should negotiate that with you, Robin, because I'm a deal maker, but that's what I love about what you have to offer. So I just wanted to share that.
I appreciate that. And I'm telling you, I've been saying that from the start, right? Until I found my mentor, I'd buy these programs and they'd sit in the box. I never would click through and open things up. I mean, I started doing programs when we didn't have online, and I have like these American Writer Publishing Group that I bought like $1,000 worth of how to be a writer. And it's still sitting somewhere in my office. It's like in the cellophane. You just don't do it unless you're really being, and it's the accountability, it's the community. I would get upset when I miss my live. I get upset when I miss my lives with my mentor. I get upset. I'm like, I want to be there. I want to talk to her. I want to hear what she's saying and what the other people are asking. Because I learned just as much from all the questions from the group that I'm working with ask. So
my life. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, wonderful. I just met Robin. I'm literally a few days, 1 or 2 days before Thrive in 5. And my gut feeling, was this is Superwoman right here. and she has just confirmed that. Aww. If you are looking for someone to help you have a proven offer, you are at the right spot right now.
Oh, thank you.
There's nothing more to say about it. I don't like hype. I don't like promoting people who I don't believe. And I've just met her these few days. I love that laugh. Every time she laughs, you make some money. Every time she laughs, you make some money. Yes. She is great. She is great. She's original. I can feel her spirit.
Oh.
And I'm 100% certain that I'll be sending people to her who want to create a proven offer, because I'm looking for people with an offer who are not selling it. Right. And I found my person who will create you that offer. Right? Now, if you want, I don't usually use this kind of language, but I understand the Americans understand this kind of language. I kick butt. I kick butt, and I train you. I train you so that you can also do the same. I don't like lazy people. Lazy people have, they run away from me very fast. I don't like dishonest people. I like people who say they're going to do something and do it when they say they're going to do it.
Right.
And I don't expect people to be perfect at all.
100%.
Anything. I just like people who just keep moving every day. Micro wins, 5 minutes, and just moving forward. Just keep moving. So if you've been looking for a long time, and you haven't found anyone, I'm telling you, this is it. Or you can come back in 3 years or whatever, go up, get yourself beaten up and come back again. It's no problem. Some people need that. They need that. So
I'm not paying him. I really am not paying him.
No. Here's my gut feeling. I'm thinking, how can I help Robin make more money? That's what I'm thinking. Because if I can get her to make more money, I'll make more money. It's very simple.
Well, you know what? It's a circle, right? We all help each other. We make
absolutely,
sure we support each other in the right ways, and like I said, nobody's competition, because everybody's attracted to somebody for some reason or not. And so I appreciate that. I appreciate those comments. I honestly
just to end that part. So if you've got self-doubt and stuff like that, just jump into it. Take a dive. Just take a dive.
Let's do it. Mikkel, did you have a question? Thank you, Mr. Move It. I appreciate that.
So this has kind of turned into a Robin love fest. I just wanted to echo everything that they said and say, like, not just the personal touch, but the way that you are breaking down the information, and combined with, I think that you are doing. I mean, I've been, this quote's been floating around that the reason Wayne Gretzky is so great is because he doesn't, skate to where the puck is, he skates to where it's going. And I feel like you in your program is really on the pulse of what's happening right now and where everybody needs to be thinking in order to capitalize on business right now. And then having all the marketing background and the expertise that you have coming into it is really just expanding it. I sat on a call yesterday with a rep for a very, very well-known coach. And they were like, yeah, so there's this thing called an email list. And I can't tell you how many times I said, and it's like, they act like you've never heard of anything before. And I'm like, well, here's what I have in my business and what I've already done.
Talking down to you.
You're doing everything. So when I sit on here and I have a page of questions, and I feel like I've got like 2 days worth of work that has come to mind based on this 1 hour with you. I mean, that's a huge compliment, because I'm someone who I think is like kind of always trying to look for the next thing too. So I just wanted to throw that out there, and I'm sure the program is going to hold a lot of value.
Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate that. Wow. Thank you guys. Thanks you guys. Anna, did you try to say something? Are you just smiling? Is Anna just smiling?
No, I was saying that the rep was talking down to her. And what I can say too is that there's always something for everyone, because I was thinking about an experience that I have had recently with someone that I have determined that I'm going to be helping this person for this year. And it's not my ideal client from the point of view of their ability to pay, but the person promptly sent me a link because they're complaining about my style of coaching, which is I'm there with you hands-on, but they're looking at the packaged stuff and they're telling me this is what coaching is all about. So I said to them, I'm not interested in your link, and this is what I am offering.
Right, 100%. Like, yeah, you'll get in my program. I'm not going to necessarily do it like everybody else does it. It's going to be one-on-one, small groups conversation.
Because my program is based on when I did these other programs like you, Robin, where I felt that for me, this was missing, that was missing, you know, and you don't always get everything from one coach, or you don't always get everything from any coach, because your own personal experience comes in, and that's what happens. And Robin, I didn't want to say this in public. I was planning to tell you this privately, is that I'm so sorry I won't be able to work with you, because I have at least 2 coaches right now. And for this week, I boycotted all of my coaching sessions to be here with you and to support you and to hear what you have to say. But it doesn't mean that I won't use you in the future or wherever I can use you, because I do appreciate the value that you're bringing to the table.
Oh, I appreciate that.
I know that a system is always necessary. There is not any one system that will work. And I'm encouraging you guys that she does have a system. I've been in coaching for a long time, and I have been being coached for a long time. Right. And I know that what she's offering is a unique system, and it looks as though it's really going to be profitable, and I'm encouraging you to jump on it and take it. She's offering you a lot.
Well, thank you. Thanks, you guys. I wasn't expecting to hear that. I really appreciate it. It's been really fun with
Robin. It's your fault. It's your fault.
It's my fault. All right. Well, we still have one more day together. So yay. Tomorrow, I'm going to give you the sizzling hot secret that sets your sales on fire. All right. And that's it for today. Unless anybody else would like to compliment me a little bit more.
So can we have like a 5-minute party tomorrow at the end of it? Yoo-hoo.
We're going to be having a dance party. We'll get Alexa going, and we'll have a dance party at the end. All right. Thank you, guys. Woman. You have something, Mikkel, go ahead.
So just real quick, you had mentioned something about a debrief call following the course. I was wondering if that's a thing. And
oh yeah, the one-on-one calls for sure.
Mm-hmm. Okay,
for sure.
Cool.
Yeah, there's a link on the introduction page, or I can send it to you. It's on the introduction message, like where the video is when I'm saying, hey, welcome to the group. There's a link on the post.
When I clicked on the link yesterday or the day before, everything was booked up.
Is it booked? Okay. All right. Let me just connect with you afterwards, and we'll pick a time. We'll figure something else out.
Okay, great. Thank you.
All right. Thanks, you guys. So make sure you tune in for tomorrow. And if there's anything else you have questions with, please send them my way. DM me. We can jump on a call, whatever you need to do. Thanks, you guys. Thanks, everybody. I appreciate it. Bye.
Bye.